What's up, guys? I just pulled up to a job back over here, and we're about to get started setting some posts. This is a new install. There's no existing fence, and we are going to mark out the fence lines and start digging and setting posts. But come along with me to see how I'm assessing the property and what we're looking for and how we get going on a project. Okay, so we just walked through the fence which go in the backyard with the homeowners. But the first thing as I'm walking up that I noticed are the stakes with the pink ribbon here and over there. And you can see, I don't know if you can see all the in the back there, but since we've been here to measure for the estimate, they have gotten the property pins marked, which makes things super simple for us and is a great idea if you're unsure of where your pins are or property lines. So you can see this wood stake is not the actual corner, it's just a marker from the surveyor showing that the pin is in this area. You can see they've also marked it with some pink ribbon, and this is tied around it's a metal pipe that is driven into the ground right there. So this is this front corner, and there's one back there and one over here. Other things I'm noticing as I'm walking up are, so these yellow flags are the gas. You can see that the gas has been marked coming from the road here up to the house and the gas meter here. So we should be good back where we're digging. And then you can see some of the other utility markings. This right here is saying AT&T okay, CCTV okay, and then Central Arkansas Water okay, and then the green is the sewer. It's hard to see in the green grass, but they're saying that's okay. So that's saying that these communication lines, the water lines, and the sewer line are all outside of the digging area back there in the back. And I'll show you this other corner again. They got the wood stake marking it. And then, so this is an older part of town. So you can see this is an actual probably 3/4 inch or 1 inch pipe that is the pin. More modern pins are gonna be an actual rebar, typically like a 1/2 inch rebar. And sometimes they'll have a surveyor cap on them, but there's that corner. And then there's 2 more corners back there that we run our string line from pin to pin and come in slightly to make sure that we stay on the property lines or inside the property lines. So you can see on the copy of the survey, they've got a legend of this black circle is a 1/2 inch rebar with cap that they would have set. And then this circle was a found iron pin. And you can see that front, they found a 1/2 inch pipe, which we were just looking at. And they found a 1 inch pipe, which we were just looking at. And in the back, they found that 1.5 inch pipe. And they set one in this other corner. So that corner back here, they set a pin. And you can see what that looks like compared to the other pipes that we were just looking at. So this is a 1/2 inch rebar with a cap on it, denoting this back corner. And some more markings back here. You got energy, okay, and you can see that their overhead line comes here to the house. So there's nothing in the ground here where we're gonna be digging. There's one more back here. That's another AT&T okay. Just saying that we're clear back here. Okay, so as we were talking about property pins, we started, well, I walked through everything with the customer. We started here and we ran a line from pin to pin to get our line. And then like this string line represents the face of our post. All our posts will sit on this side. And then this one, the pickets are going on the outside. So then our 2x4s and pickets will go. So we have to account for that when we run our string. So we brought our string in about 3 inches from the property line, and we're just coming from this corner of the house up to the corner and on up here. Now you can see that big tree and the stake back there. So we decided to angle this back a little bit, and we talked through with the homeowner in order to stay off the base of that tree and have some distance there. We're gonna cut in a little bit on that back corner. Then back here, there's gonna be it's gonna go across here and butt up to the neighbor's fence, but there's gonna be a gate right here, and because of this slope, the gate's gonna have to swing downhill. So we talked through about that. This gives them access to the alleyway and trash cans and all that back here. And then over here, we're gonna butt up to the neighbor's fence and come over and keep the shed on the outside, but then run over down here to that corner of the house in order to block everything off to be able to keep the dogs in. We're gonna do a gate right here at the end of this walkway. And now here we've got just barely enough room between the driveway and this rock wall to dig and set a post. And actually you can see there's a thin layer of concrete that's in a lot of this area, but we talked to the homeowners about, with it being that thin, we're able to break through it and dig and set a post. If it was thicker concrete, we may have to look at different options of maybe like a plated post or metal post, but this is gonna work to be able to just break through that thin layer and dig and set a post. So we'll terminate here and keep everything contained back here. Now originally we talked through if we could put the gate here, but there's a few different things. There's slope coming this way, there's the carport post right here, and then there's footing around the base of the house. So in order to get a gate in here, since it slopes down this way, we'd have to hinge it on this side, and then but then we have to stay away from the footing enough to get a good hinge post. But with the carport, it's a post right here. It's gonna make a small opening. Then also, I don't know if you can tell, but this is higher and then that's higher. So if we were to swing this out, we'd have to clear this concrete, but also it'd be swinging into where potentially they'd be parking a vehicle. And then all this falls this way. So if we swing it in, we have to clear all those rocks and swing back this way. And so the bottom of that gate would be considerable, maybe as much as 6-7 inches off the ground to be able to clear. So with those issues and constraints with this area, we decided to put that gate there at the end of this walkway so they can walk out the back door, come through the gate, not be swinging into any vehicles, and then come to their car or go out to the front as they need. What's up, guys? Hey, we're here where we just did a layout a couple days ago. So let's check out the finished product. Okay, you can see this side of the house where we came off, and this is where we first started. We talked about that property line that we found. I'll show you what we did there. And also we were strategic with our post and then in our rails and pickets to be able to transition this slope right here. So we transitioned down to go kind of more straighter to the house, and then it follows this side along here, and we kept this straight on the property line back toward this tree. And then in accordance to what we talked about with the customer is we kind of dog-legged this back corner to stay away from the tree slightly. You can see where the pin was that we saw, and so it follows that line and then just kind of cuts that corner just a little bit, and then across this back here, you see the finished product. There's that gate that we talked about, and then just goes here and butts up to the neighbor's fence. So now you can see this is the picket side facing out toward the alleyway, but the slope is going back down toward the house. So this is a good example of an inward swinging gate. And you can see whenever you have to swing a gate in like that on a single like this, the striker bar is on the latch post, and then the receiver is on the gate, which is reversed from what you would have if this was an outward swinging gate. So you got that here, it opens up, close there. You see our hinge post and our T-hinges to allow that to swing in this way because of this slope that goes down this way. And then we have this other portion that came out behind the shed and came down to the carport here, and that just butts up to that corner that you can see here is an example of an outward swinging gate. So you can see that receiver's on the latch post, and then the striker bar is on the gate. So this swings nicely, swings out, but then doesn't get into where the parking would be. So we've got good access here. And that's up to this side here, and everything all buttoned up and all nice. To keep a good contained area. This gives them a great backyard area. They have dogs that they're wanting to keep in, so it gives them a really good space to be a safe place to let them out and run. But then just a lot of space, good backyard area to enjoy.